Everybody is getting a little more spooky and a little more acceptive of murder, which only means one thing: it's October, which means it's time for my usual Halloween special series. Now you may be asking, Connor, didn't you promise to start this on the 3rd of October? Why are you starting it now on the 21st? Well, I got caught up in a hiatus, so I'm gonna be releasing it now so that it's even more simple when I release them, you know, subsequently. Like on the 21st I release game 1, 22nd game 2, 23rd game 3. But anyways, let me explain the rules because I'm not gonna explain that anywhere else. First of all, no second games in the franchise. Basically, only one game in the franchise. Secondly, I can only play it if I own it or have owned it. 3. Only one PC game entry. 4. If the game was released in my region only, Europe, then it's allowed for the list. I mean, I normally don't do stuff like this, but there's some crazy stuff that they only kept in Europe, so I'm gonna do it like that, even if it was released in all regions on different consoles. And finally, number 5, if I have owned it but haven't got the game, I get to emulate it. What? I had to include that, because how else am I going to play these? Okay, so you've read the rules, and it's time to begin the 10 Halloween scares. God, why is my name so bad? Hello everybody, welcome to day 1. So I was just looking through my collection, looking through the games I've never played before, and just thinking, oh wait, Need for Speed Underground 2, what's that? And then I pulled something random out of my hand, and it turned out to be Britney's Dance Beat! Britney's Dance Beat is a unique game to the PS2, and yes, that has as many air quotes in the script as you'd expect, because it tries to be a rhythm game, but not in the style of DDR, so instead, it tries to go with whatever stupid things it can think of. And here, its control scheme actually makes it way different than you would probably expect from a dance game like this. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to mute all the audio due to copyright, but nothing stopping me from playing Mad Monster Mansion, is there? One salvageable point about this game is that the loading times are really fast. That's giving me a good sign. So how does the game play control? You see that circle there? While it moves, you will see certain button combinations, and you need to press them in time with the music. But alas, it isn't perfect because it has a little bit of lag to it, making you maybe miss some and lose your awesome combo you've built up. But still, it's an interesting change from the DDR formula if you've ever wanted to do this in a dance game. Yeah, it's a unique style of dance game, but it can get a little bit repetitive when you're repeatedly pressing the same button every single second just so you can keep your combo going. And if you pick easy mode like I did at the start, because, you know, this looked like a Wii shovelware game and you know how difficult those are, then it's really, really stupidly easy and repetitive. So that's when I figured out what the difficulties do. The difficulties filter whether different buttons should appear. And right when I found that out on the multiplayer mode, I would use that every single time. And speaking of the multiplayer mode works a little differently. Basically, there are 2 dancers, you and another player. By the way, I got Mason from that 7-year-old Smash game to do it. You're welcome. And what you have to do is, yeah, you have to press buttons at the correct time, but at the same time, if you get a big enough combo, say like a 10 combo, it changes one of the upcoming symbols for your opponent. Now, this is actually a really nice detail, and it does add a little bit of tension. But with how sloppy the controls are, and the fact that this game is literally called Britney's Dance Beat, would you ever get a friend to play this with you? Yeah, I think not. That describes most of my problems with Britney's Dance Beat. Yeah, it's kinda fun when you get going, but why would you ever want to consistently play a game called Britney's Dance Beat, even if it was Citizen Kane? And the speed of the game, no matter what difficulty you pick, can be rather sloppy no matter what speed it's going, and you can't alter it. So what is my final score? Well, I am gonna rate it pretty average, and not the 7 out of 10 junk that people give it, and especially not the 6.9 out of 10 that GameSpot gave it. GameSpot, what the hell is wrong with you? So, finally glad I finished Britney's dance beat. Now I can finally unwind, get on my Switch, and play some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate! PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale was fun back in the day, but now when I play it, the only two things I can think of are Fortnite, which already makes me really mad, and 2, a knockoff of Smash Bros. And not a good one at that. I mean, it was fun back in the day, you know, having a Sony version of Smash Bros, but these days, if you go back to it after playing Smash Bros. Ultimate and getting used to it, or God forbid, even if you play the 3DS version and got used to that, going back to PlayStation All-Stars is just a mess. The controls are really sloppy and you don't have any idea what controls need to be used because they all feel completely unnatural. I mean, they work when you know how to use them, but especially considering the time we're in now. We have so many different Smash games you can play. Smash Brawl, Smash Melee, Smash 64, which has more content than this! Okay, maybe that's going a little bit too far over the line, but still, it's close to having more content than it. You also may have noticed how me and Mason are not ringing out each other. Well, that's because it actually works differently to Smash Bros. How does it work? Well, in Smash Bros, you just have to knock people off the screen. But in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, they introduce the super move knockout. I mean, this is fun when you put it on fast game, but only when you put it on fast game. Anything else makes like 3 stop matches, which I thought wouldn't be that long, take forever to complete. And while it's fun at the start, when all the stage hazards and invasion stuff is finished, it's just a sloppy mess. I mean, how was this fun back in the day? It's incredible to see how badly things have aged from the past, even if this was back in 2013. Wait, hold on a second. What is that roster? I mean, you have some cool characters like Parappa, Kratos, Big Daddy, Jack and Daxter, Heihachi Mishima, Sackboy, but then you have completely odd picks like who's Tomu? Who's that cat guy? Why is there a clone with evil Cole McGrath? Why didn't they use the old Dante style, even though I don't mind that much? And why Fat Princess? Why? I just realized I'm talking about Sony's Poor Man Smash Bros. So overall, this game can be kind of fun when you get used to it and put on fast game, but the sloppiness on normal modes in the horrible classic mode, which I don't even want to talk about, downgrade it so much. 4 out of 10. Hey Abby, that's out of my life. By the way, why didn't I have some sausages? I haven't had them in a while. Wait, what kind of sausages are there? There's cooked, grilled, boiled, bombed. No, wait, blast! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Okay, maybe I'm just assuming this game too quickly. Maybe it was only Mad Motus that was bad for Blast. And maybe, just maybe, this game might just be a hidden game on the PS2. Come on, Blast, don't disappoint me. Oh my god, this is literally just the box art put on a background. Excuse me for 1 second.
Of course. Oh, well, that was wonderful. Good time was had by all. I'm pooped. Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what is happening in there? Aurora Borealis? Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen. Yes. That's it? Yes.
I feel much better.
Alrighty then, let's see how much worse this Train of Pain gets. Oh my god, there isn't even a save feature! You have to use passwords! And keep in mind, all of Blast games were late into the PS2's life. I mean, not having passwords on a PS2 game. Some of the lesser PS1 games maybe didn't have a save feature, but this? You've gotta be kidding me! And it's 3 letters? God, I remember playing playing Pac-Man World on the Game Boy, I think, and I accidentally entered the code to the final level. Oh, let's just play the game normal. Okay, everybody, I want you to witness my first moments with this game. The creators of the game, Blast, who know nothing, said that this was very easy to pick up and learn. But me, an intellectual 14-year-old, started the game like this. Okay, let's just dissect, step by step, what I'm seeing here. Step 1, what the hell? Step 2, I can't even move, because apparently you don't use the analogs, you use the D-pad to move, but no, you don't hold the D-pad, you have to repeatedly press the D-pad to move, and even if you want to move once, if you press the D-pad, it just turns me round. That's just inconsistent. Even Crash doesn't do that. And even then, I was still also confused by the oink mechanic, because you aren't penalty by how many oinks you do, so I just went... Gameplay! Okay, let's continue. First of all, I'll say what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bring the sheep, named Gypsy, to the end of the level without it getting stuck. But what I thought you had to do was you just had to maneuver Babe there. There should have been some sort of dialogue thing to tell you, oh look, you need to move Gypsy, maybe, instead of these other useless people. And speaking of the people, oh crap, it's a rock! Okay, the models are terrifying, we already got that down, but here's one important thing. For the love of God, don't let Babe die! Yeah, it's funny when it happens, but when it does, some irreversible consequence happens. The music cuts! Because Blast, with their hypnotizing, incredible programming, didn't even bother to continue playing the music after the music plays. And yes, I did shove that in my mouth. Sorry, not sorry. Now, Call Me Kevin actually reviewed this game. If you don't know who Call Me Kevin is, he's a friend of famous streamer RT Game, and he also lives in Ireland, close to where I live actually. I'm in England. So, I'm just gonna play you some clips from him because I think he does a way better job at dissecting what this game is. But I discovered one thing that he didn't discover, so stick around for these clips. Alright, move over to the stealing quips. Woo!
They're going up, but I don't really know what it does. What the hell is that thing? Oh dear, it appears that Gypsy is stuck. Would you like to restart? Nah, feck this. Thank you. Wait, where are you going? What? Why? I really didn't expect this game to be frustrating, to be honest. I thought it would be lame and peaceful. But that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting lame and frustrated. Okay, TYQ. That's one that has no numbers in it. And it's wrong. Who are you to tell me what to do? A monkey puts on a suit and all of a sudden, he leads the farm. Take Gypsy with you to the field. What's he gonna do? He does feck all for me. I don't understand. How many people did this have to go through? And they were like, yep, that's a game, alright. That's a full-scale release PS2 game. And the developers, how could you put your stamp on this? Look, just feckin' kill yourself. Come on, I'll feckin' follow you. There we go. Fell into the water and it just shows her in a hole. They didn't even bother making a new graphic for that. Where are you? Oh my god. The hell? You're just pacing like that. What's wrong with you? Babe has been captured. To be fair, he deserves to be captured at that rate.
Okay, I've had enough. I never want to play it again. I never even want to see Babe again. I don't want to see the movie. I don't want to see pictures. I don't want to see pigs in general. You know what? In fact, I feel much better now.
But there's one pretty big thing Kevin didn't discover. A glitch! Okay, you know what? My head hurts, but I think I can do one more explanation on what the heck's going on here. So it's time for CHAL Gaming to talk technical! Now then, NPCs are technically just walls, but they do have a special property. When you talk to them by pressing the key that they're at, when you're behind them, or in front of them, or at the side of them, or whatever, it'll initiate a thing called a talk phase, which will make every single wall say what text is stored. Now, for NPCs, it has this sort of thing stored, and whenever you're in a talk phase, it always stores in the image the original character loaded in. But because there's technically a normal wall there and it doesn't store any text, it says message not found. Now, of course, because the image is stored, it still has him there, but this is one of the easiest things to set up because you can just bring some food with you right next to an NPC, talk to an NPC, press on the food, and then BAM! You commit a felony. Now, I found this out by complete accident because I went up because I thought up would bring me out, but no, it was right. So, I enabled the glitch by complete accident. Whew, finally glad I explained that without any rating. What? What are you all looking at me for? No, I'm not a pro that looks into Babe's code, alright? I predicted what this would be. Yes, I looked into the code, somebody kill me. Babe is one of the worst games I've ever played. And we still have 7 games to go. 1 out of 10. How bad is this going to get? I mean, come on! Even angels couldn't save me! Wait a minute. Wait a minute! Ah! I feel like I just need to show you this clip and you'll understand how bad this is.
Now push forward and jump together.
Before we shout anymore, let's dissect what we're looking at. First off, is this really a Tomb Raider game? She's stuck in an alley and doesn't start in like a tomb or anything. And she's stopping every couple seconds to give us little tips and breaking the fourth wall way too frequently. What, aren't we supposed to be like the people sympathizing for Lara? So why is Lara sympathizing for us? Secondly, oh god, these controls. You can just see me struggling to get from, you know, the bin to, like, the top part, like, where I should be going. And me going any other way is just confusing. Like, you need a tiny bit of momentum to go slightly quicker in these. But a run button would have been nice. Then it would be a nice little, you know, toggle instead of needing to run a little bit and being completely destroyed if you are running when you need to be stationary or are stationary when you should be running. And Lara's tutorials are stupid. Like here, she says, this gap looks easy to jump it and bring me to the edge. Remember, holding the walk button will stop me from falling off. What? Remember? You never told me how to use the walk button. What button is it? R1, L2, L2 or something? But nope, I don't know what it is and I career off because I don't know what it is. Thanks for explaining, Lara. Also, why is Lara a criminal in this game? She's running from the police because she did something to anger them, but I don't know what, because I slipped on the thought of it, like, oh no, Lara Croft Scary is she basically, like, dragged the Reaper without much killing. Ugh. I didn't listen to the story, but I could already imagine that it would be boring. Placing a person as who is meant to be a hero as a villain to basically get them this the same alias as Shadow the Hedgehog. Somebody kill me. Oh yeah, and remember mentioning about the walk button? Only here I figured it out. Like, you're supposed to hold R1. Well, maybe a tutorial would be nice. Oh, by the way, this is a tutorial that you're doing and you forgot to press what to tell us to press the walk button. Maybe you should have covered that in an actual tutorial instead of just Lara's bubble talking. Oh, by the way, do you remember that part at the beginning of the video where I tried to clear that chasm? Lara told me that it would be a better idea if I walked up to it with my walk button and then jumped. But here's footage of me clearing it. Here you go. Yep, Lara Croft is a liar, telling me to, like, walk and stop instead of just jumping, like, from a distance. Come on, I see through the lies of Lara Croft. This game is unbelievably dated. It's the worst of all the Tomb Raider games by far, and this is including Tomb Raider Chronicles, which, that wasn't really that good to begin with, it was just marketing. This, I don't know why this exists, and while it's fun to ironically laugh at a couple of glitches, that's the only tiny teeny bit of fun you're gonna get. I'm sorry, but I'm giving this a 1 out of 10 again. Let me read the title again. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Angel of Darkness. Huh, funny you should mention that, because I remember another kind of angel in the neighborhood. I think they belong to a certain... Charlie? Oh, these menus aren't terrible? No, these menus aren't actually that bad. I mean, they're pretty typical when it comes to menus, and the presentation is one of the only things that makes it stand out, but compare it to Babe! Look at this! This is meant to be a menu! So, I've got to insert my name, help, that should probably and the social security's in very quickly, just to say, STOP PLAYING THIS GAME! Didn't you hear the Tronimus try to tell you to stop? Wait a minute. Something seems off here. Hasn't everybody noticed that I'm talking about the menus and not the actual game? Wait a minute. Maybe I should hack in the sequence to see what the gameplay looks like. I have made a grave mistake! This combat! It's the epitome of a button masher just to get through things! And people just keep appearing randomly! And what do they have against me? I'm not even in my main costume! I'm meant to be disguised in a bikini! Man, Natalie, if this is your disguise, then I've heard that it's not working. Oh, sorry! That's not the real angel's name, isn't it? Yeah, for some inexplicable reason, they call the angels not what they're actually meant to be called. I just called them whatever the game wants to think about. And I know this game has been beaten up like a dead horse on the internet, but oh boy, the combat is as bad as everybody says it is. But there are a few things that I actually like about the game. See that phone in the top right? Once you get to a certain area, you get to swap between different angels and change the way that stories are progressed. And at the end of each angel's path, it influences something for the other angels, and then might just swap to the angel that you need to use. But this means you can complete them out of order, and that's interesting. But when the combat is just punch, 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 not bad. Punch, 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 not bad. Punch, 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 maybe getting off. Yeah, we've all addressed of the dead horse that is Ubisoft's GameCube classic that, yeah, this is a joke of a video game, but is it really the worst game I've played so far? No. Because at least in this game, you get something to do. Compare that to Babe. I've said enough. So, at least in this game, you get to choose what you want to do in order, even though you just have to punch, 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 punch. But I feel like just ragging on this game is a dead horse. Is it a good game? Oh, heck no, sorry. This is terrible. And it has a glitch on the GameCube version where if you don't have a memory card in, then guess what? You are not going to be able to load past the second mission. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha, but I feel like beating on this game is the most overdone thing ever. And yeah, it's not a good game at all, but it's not the worst game of all time, guys. Come on! For every Charlie's Angels, there's a Babe! Look up to those things that truly deserve being beat on! Call me Kevin, understand!
I'm sure they'll tell us if we ask them nicely.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Play that line again.
I'm sure they'll tell us if we ask them nicely.
Oh, it's funny you should mention that, because I was looking for some old footage, and it looks very familiar.
Hey babe, it's me, Ferdinand. To get the sheep to move, just stand next to her and press X to ask nicely.
So that's where the fourth angel was all this time. Okay, so Charlie's Angels is a bad game, but comparing it to day 3 and 4, it totally vomits all over those games and tells its mum to leave them because they're covered in vomit. yeah, it makes you do something, even though that something sucks. So, even though, yeah, it's a really bad game, I need to give it a slightly higher score than the other league. 2 out. Wait a second. All this time I've been focusing on my console collection, but never once focused on my PC collection. Wait, what PC games do I have up here? Guys, I was in this weird alternate dimension where the next game I had to review was Dogs for the PC. I don't even have that game in my collection in this timeline. Let's see what game I do have to review in this timeline then. Now we're getting down into the real nitty-gritty games, and it's already fantastic when you're pushed into a tutorial which you can't skip, instead of just being given a menu in the PC game like, yeah, here's the pups. And yes, the PC game isn't good, but this is abysmal! They don't even scroll the text boxes, and when they go off screen, they just move the text boxes. In a good game like Banjo-Kazooie, the text box is scrolling, but in this, nah, it's just separate so that you could waste your time. Something funny is if you walk out and says, you don't like any of them? No, I don't like any of these games. Thank you, quote-unquote, Dad. You couldn't have given him a cool name like Kelvin or something. And things don't get any better for the game when you actually do get the puppy, because there's almost nothing to do with him. I get this is a GBA and there were limitations, but one console later on the DS, just look at all the stuff in Nintendogs. Here, you can teach them a few tricks, and that's it. Whenever you do a trick, you can praise them or scold them. Now, you can't scold dogs in Nintendogs, but this is so you don't get, you know, a violent sociopathic dog thing like some people would do. Thanks for your incompetent game design, Ubisoft. And if you notice, I called my character No and I called my dog Yes. Very funny. But that's the only bit of entertainment I got, because if you try to do anything in this game, you will be stopped by menu after menu after menu after menu when you're just trying to have a bit of fun with your admittedly cute-looking pixelated dog! That's one of the only things I can get behind in this game. The graphics of the dogs, but only the dogs, but they put as much effort as they could into the dogs, and they tried to give it like a parallax upwards, downs moving thing, and yeah, you can move around the house, but right now, what does that help you with? You know what? I bet having multiple rooms is more CPU intensive than actually having one room and having everything go in there. And in something like Nintendogs, there's only like a couple of areas, and they're all basically glorified circles for the ones you can interact with your dog in. But that's so they can cram way more stuff into the actual dog stuff, and it makes it really cute. But in this game, there are multiple areas, and you can only teach your dog a couple of tricks and maybe go for a walk with it when you're done. And whenever you try to do something against your dog, like do something that's wrong, your character just stopped you, like, I just want to bulk scold the dog. What's wrong with that? There are two types of games that I really hate. There's just the general bad, and then there's the ultra linear. The ultra linear lets you do a couple things outside the box, but if you do, you get scolded for it. Scolded and scolded and scolded for doing something that the game thinks is, no, this isn't right. Oh God, no, stop. And that punishment is wasting your time. It would have been better if you would have had the chat things just optional and you had an option to just mess around with your puppy instead of just getting into everything. Man, I didn't expect this to be frustrating. I expected it to be underwhelming and at least a tiny bit cute, but that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting incredibly underwhelming and extremely frustrating. Well, this game is better than Babe, so I'll get it that. So in the end, Dogs for the Game Boy Advance. If you see this game at the store, don't pick it up. You'll get more out of your money buying Nintendogs or something. But for one thing, at least, even though it's super linear, it lets you do something. Even though that's really, really bad, I'm still gonna place it slightly higher than Babe with a 1.5 out of 10. No, I can't give it a 2 out of 10. I can't take it seriously as a 2 out of 10. So I'm putting a decimal point here. Deal with it! Okay, I could have had it worse. could have been the animals, God forbid, talk. No. No. No! 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 You wanna be a video game star! And so begins me entering the death of any retro gaming YouTuber. I spent £40 on this! Okay, now Planet Earth would be a worse place if we all started with negatives. So I'm gonna start with some unironic positives. At least I put a question mark right in front of your face so you can hit Bubsy's voice! Okay, right off the bat, I'm already noticing a lot of the bad game symptoms. Horrible graphics, terrible controls, what is that backwards jump? Bubsy's annoying lines, diary visuals, the music gets scarier and scarier the more you go on, and just combat! It's combat! And also the falling, what? I mean, you haven't been alive if you haven't seen a Bubsy 3D video on YouTube and dissecting how horrible it is, but I don't want to become a complete copycat of things like JonTron. Only problem is, how am I supposed to talk about this game without sounding like a biased copycat? Okay, but there's one bit where I have to sound like a copycat. See this rocket piece? I can't tell where it is because look at the camera. So I just take a blind jump and glide and miss the glide and oh screw it, I'm in the drink! Okay, but then I go to try it again and then I noticed there was a platform which was outside of my distance before. So I go on there, grab the rocket piece, take a blind jump to try and get there. Oh, and that's just lovely. Thank you very much, Bubsy. Okay, you may think those two clips are bad enough on their own, but there's one more clip which is just as crazy with this damn jump. So I wait for the platform, jump on it with an admittedly close and awesome jump. So I'm waiting for it, a little longer than before, then I take a leap and... What? Okay, well that aside, what can I really add that hasn't been said here like 20 bajillion times before? Bubsy 3D's bad, you know it. It's been said hundreds and thousands of times by other different YouTubers. It's been said by AVGN, it's been said by Canicarus, it's been said by JonTron most famously, it's been said by NitroRad. There are so many people that have talked about this game that you probably should have watched it before. I mean, hell, NitroRad even bloody 100%ed it! What? Oh, and also in post-creation of this scene, I forgot to mention that the completionist completed it, but you already knew that, didn't you? So I don't. Bubsy's a 1 out of 10. You already knew I was going to say that, but instead of wasting your time with this review, I just need to say, these previous games were just easy pickings. The next couple games have been tormenting me since I don't even know. These next 3 games have got into my life somehow and have just never left me. There are many different ways that each of them got in. I mean, one of them was even a replacement for one of my favorite games of all time. And I hated it. So, these next videos you're going to see here aren't just random picks. These are the highlights of the bloody series. You're still here? Well, great. Since these are the last 3 games, I'm gonna make them huge. You probably already know that from the previous video. Let me tell you a little story before getting into this one. After playing a certain game that I will not say the name of yet, and breaking it like 6 times, I instead tried to get another game from the same franchise because apparently the disc was more durable. I absolutely blooming hated it, and I wanted the other game straight after, so I got the other game straight away. those two games, the one I love is Wacky Races starring Dastardly Motley, and the one we're talking about today is Wacky Races Mad Motors! Oh, and in post-creation, sorry for the watermark on the front cover, I didn't realise when I was making it. Okay, the insanity already begins without even the screen recording. I recorded this on my tablet, but just watch. Okay guys, while I'm recording this, look, I'm recording Mad Motors, my PS2 is screeching to stop. Listen to it. It's crying! I'm so sorry. Okay, before we start ripping on this game like piranhas, I just want to say one thing. There is one thing about this game which I really like. One thing which is the only thing that Blast has ever done well. The soundtrack. They remix classic Wacky Races tunes and add a little bit of a bopping sound to them. Now you may think it would sound disastrous, but actually it's pretty good. Like, here's the original Wacky Races intro theme.
And now here they are, the most daredevil group of daffy drivers to ever whirl their wheels in the Wacky Races, competing for the title of the world's wackiest.
And now here's a clip from Mad Motors. That's the one and only thing that Mad Motors does right. Okay, now on to me screaming. For the modes here, we have the Wacky Adventure, Time Trial, Checkpoint Challenge, and 2-player, which doesn't appear if you don't have a second controller. Everything's going to plan, and there are only 12 tracks. Okay, not that bad. And what are these? Well, those are tokens that you collect on the track. I've already 100%ed this game, so I've already got everything, so let's just pick it in the— Oh god, what are these models? Yikes, I think Wacky Races for the PS1 looked better than this, and that was in 2000. Oh, by the way, need I remind you that this game came out in mid-2007? I'm just gonna let that sink in for a while. Mid-2007. You're telling me that Peter Perfect is the final car you unlock instead of Dastardly? What drugs were Blast smoking? Oh, I know. So, we hop into a race, and this game came out in the same year as Modern Warfare, Portal, Bioshock, Rock Band, The Orange Box, Guitar Hero 3, Mass Effect, Halo 3, Assassin's Creed, Super Mario Galaxy, and Team Fortress 2, and yet it controls like a dump truck stuck in a puddle of jam. And not the smooth kind. Like, the first time it happened, I thought this was a glitch and that I was stuck here letting all the other races go until I realized it was not a glitch! Somebody explicitly programmed this! I'm done, I can't take anymore! Okay, fine, I'll continue! Okay, this time I got a better start. Slipstreaming past everybody, preserving my boost. Oh wait, the boost? What was that? I forgot to talk about it. Oh yeah, instead of using items, this game instead has a boost mechanic, and this is where the game goes off the rails, because the boost mechanic lets you go a little quicker, and that's it. That's all it does. And it only takes 2 boost cans to bring you up right to the top. Somebody programmed this. Somebody thought, oh, if somebody's in the back, let them suffer, just have some more nitro that everybody else has. And you may have noticed that I've been collecting a lot of gold coins. Well, my friend, the reason that they're here isn't like money for a shop or something. It's instead, if you collect all of them, you get to validate your finishing position. Yeah, every race tries to be a collectathon. You want to know a low blow? When it comes to collectathon races, at least Sonic R tried. Okay, I can't go any longer without talking about the physics engine, because the turning is so off that sometimes if you turn too much, you'll knock your entire car over. And when you're in mid-air or getting bumped, oh boy, it does not work in your favor, because you're so bumpy and everything. Now, Wacky Racer for the Dreamcast has this tumbling thing, but it works to its favor because there are items that can help you get up. But with Nitro, what does that do to help me? What does that do to help me? Another bad thing about the game is, you know this track I'm on right now? Yeah? Well, here's another clip. Seems pretty familiar, right? Yup! Out of 12 stages, 6 of them are reverse just repeats of previous stages. What the hell? Oh, and you know what I think the most diabolical thing about this game is? The way you unlock cars. Because what you do is, I've 100%ed the game, so you won't see them around, but there are little three kinds of tokens. There's purple tokens, which help you make your car faster. There's blue tokens, which we'll get to later. And there's gold tokens. Now, I've already talked about what the gold tokens do. The gold tokens let you validate your finishing position at all, which the AI doesn't let you do! And the purple tokens, yeah, they let you upgrade your vehicle when you finish the race. But the blue tokens, oh boy. Oh boy! Every race you have two. And if you have enough of them, after collecting all of them, you get to enter a character race. And in a character race, you play as that character you want to unlock. And, oh boy, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this. You race Sergeant Blast and Private Meekly in a checkpoint race. To unlock cars, you don't race Dastardly, but Sergeant Blast and Private Meekly. And I know the diabolical reason why they did this! Because somebody who was working at the company decided, wait a minute, there's a character called Sergeant Blast and Private Meekly. They're in a tank, and our company's name is Blast. Perfect idea for a final boss! Let's just ignore Dastardly and just pick this guy because we think it would be funnier! There are so many more problems I could address, but do I really have to? Do I really have to put this game in my screeching PS2 anymore? You know what? Eject! Get out of my console! I don't even want to give a review score for this game. It's just been tormenting me for too long. I just wanted to get it out of my brain at last! Before the game haunted me forever. But there is one enjoyable thing I took out of it. This clip. But come on, that's ironic enjoyment. There isn't any real fun to be had here. The only thing good is the music, which is kind of appealing, but everything else is a train wreck. I don't even want to rate it. Let's just move on to the next game before my brain just molds. Wait, what game is it? Oh god, my house is on fire and so, you're back for another tale. Now this one's even scarier than the previous one. Now, does anybody remember Raid Shadow Legends? How that's, you know, being announced everywhere, and some people can't get enough of it. I kinda like it. I haven't played it before, but I think it's cool. But there was a game before its time that was announced and advertised for like 4 years. And even got its own meme around 2016 and 2017, and I couldn't stand it. I was primarily a mobile gamer back then, and I hated it. Now those days are thankfully over, but because we're talking about scary Halloween games that traumatized me for the last 3 days, I can finally have a Game of War Fire Age! There's one thing that I like about this game. The fact that it doesn't take very long to install, that's pretty cool, but does it really matter when the game you're installing is Game of War Fire Age? I'm guessing the graphics are trying to go for this old-timey asymmetric style, but it has so little pixels that it barely even works. Yeah, I get this is a phone game and everything, but you know how you fix it? You just take something that's vertical and just turn it around to horizontal and you've got a good view that can see much more. Why can't you play this game in horizontal view? And the tutorials are broken, because it was at this point I can realize that you could just click anywhere to immediately do it. So I just went into tutorials and went, unlimited power! To just skip everything. And if players are intentionally trying to skip your tutorial by spamming through it, that ain't no good. Now here comes the biggest problem in Game of War Fire Age. You know how phone games keep adding more and more stuff? Well, this game just has too much stuff. When you're finished with the tutorials, which you probably skip, you're like, what am I supposed to focus on? What is going on here? Free gold? What does that mean? Now, I've played games like Clash of Clans before, but I kind of like Clash of Clans because it has its own unique sort of art style, and it doesn't have that much to do, so you can easily focus on the simple things. And did I mention that you can use that in a horizontal view? But this game doesn't have that. Machines, oh dear! So, need I remind you that this is the game that has been tormenting me for like 5 or 6 years. And when I get to play it, all I get is this boring trope of a mobile game which has too much stuff going on. And since I'm never gonna ever talk about it again, I think it's time for me to talk about the Legend 27 meme. Alright, better than YouTube Rewind. I like the fact that the Legend 27 could basically do anything. Basically, this is a power meme if the people who made a power meme gave a crap. 6 out of 10 other memes were better. So what if we learn from this game? Well, I don't know, to never trust mobile games? I mean, that's the best thing I can think of. And this is supposedly a big game that everybody wants to play on the App Store. But I don't like it. I'm sorry if the game before Fire Age comes in wanting to set my house on fire. Hey, but I just can't get into this whatsoever. It's just an annoying trope of a video game which I hate, and I don't understand why it got so popular. Machine Zone, what did you do? Did you give your games the epic Viagra to extend its life? Vroom. There! I finally reviewed it! I finally made this game a permanent fixture on my installed apps! I'm permanently gonna cry that Machine Zone made me do this! Are you guys happy about— Oh god, what's this? No! They were all trying to distract me! It was all a setup! Just for me to try and review the thing that's I've been fearing for this whole time! But you know what? I won't back up what I'm this far! This ends here! Is he there? Oh, what the? I just blacked out, and now suddenly I'm here. Excellent. Wait, what the? Who's echoing? Truly excellent. What? Are you watching me or something? No. What? Who are you? We may begin. I don't like where this is going. Alright, whoever you are, come out, and you'll have to vote! We've cut off his transmission. Excellent. Now it's time to redirect all of his viewers to our screen. Oh, you're not clicking away? You really want to see one of your favorite YouTubers suffer? Well, I have the perfect method of torture for him. How many times have I blacked out these past couple minutes? Wait a minute, is it a person in the distance? Yes. And do you know who I am? Who? Come closer so I can see! I am... Let me see. Your worst nightmare! No! What the hell's going on in there, eggs? What do you want from me? Do you want to claim your power to take over my own mind like you've taken over millions before? Why else would I be here? I just want to punch your stupid face! How do I get out of here? There is only one way to play this. What's wrong? No! God, please, no! What's the problem? This! Give that to me! This can't be real! Oh my god! It's legitimate. I have to review it. Alright. If I have to. Why did I even agree to this? So this is the game everybody was talking about. This is the game that everybody's killing each other over. This is the game that everybody gave up their lives to play. This is the game that nobody will stop talking about. And this is the sort of game that everybody wants to win. This is just a crappy shooter game. There are so many flaws with this game. Like, when you play a game, you want to have the maximum experience that you can. So just imagine somebody more skilled than you, killing you, and then you have to start the entire game again. Why would you repeat out content like that? Because people are better than you. The weapon logic is bogus! On my first round, I had a sniper rifle from somebody that was far away, tried multiple snipes, but they didn't work. Then he hits me once with an item that I don't even think is a sniper, and dead! Most matches in Fortnite are empty noise waiting to be filled up by combat. Like here, I've been farming up for a ton of time, I have a nearly perfect set, then this guy fights me, takes me by surprise, and dead. In fact, because some attacks are even by surprise, look at how short this match lasted! Need I remind you that this took the world by storm? Well, if everything else is bad, does it at least feel good when you kill somebody? No! If anything, I feel bad for them. And let me remind you that this is a battle royale! Oh my god, I can't handle this anymore! But can I go now? No. What? Yep, this whole void thing was a hoax to get you to play Fortnite. So who's the real loser now if you're scarred for life? No. No! Yeah, take that L! Yeah, L everywhere! Huh, that's the way you want to do it. So maybe I should also be a jerk by killing you the way you were born! You wouldn't! Now, Bloodman! Jesus Christ! I didn't think it would be that strong! I give up! You win! Huh. What poetry. He died the way he was born. Trash! Thanks, Plotman. No problem. Always happy to look after my creator. So, that's the end of this Halloween. I ended it by killing one of my greatest fears. Hope you guys are having a brilliant Halloween. Or maybe a bad one. Or maybe an indifferent one. But either way, it's a holiday. You get to spend that time off and chat to your friends about spooky stuff. And you know what? I conquered the thing which I hated ever since the very beginning. So I think, no matter what you think, this is a victory in itself. So because I can't think of anywhere else to put it, what's going to happen after this video? Well, things are going to continue as normal. I'm going to get my normal video merger back on, you know, upload gear reviews and everything, because I just started that algorithm, and I thought it would be fun to do this whole October thing. And if you're wondering why it didn't start earlier, well, a huge issue happened around the early parts of October, but thankfully I could finish the series in the late parts of October, and it has been a trip. Good intentions or not. So yeah, things are gonna go back to normal in the next couple days. Thank you for watching my Halloween special. Roll the intro! I mean outro. God damn it, even when I'm in a happy mood I can't get the script right!